Every face has a story to tell, and every story seeks to be heard. If these shophouses and their rooms could speak, what tales would they have told? Take a step into the past, relive memories and untold stories of the past in Chinatown.
The only source of fresh water was from the many wells in Anxiang Hill and at Spring Street. Each household had to collect fresh water in bullock-drawn carts, hence Chinatown's local name, New Shui, bullock cart water. Chinatown is divided into 4 main districts: Kreta Ayer, Teluk Ayer, Tanjong Pagar, and Bukit Pasoh, each with its own distinctive flavor. The heart of each activity in Kreta Ayer is at the pagoda as well as the Trengganu and Smith Streets, while Teluk Ayer is at the home to some of Singapore's oldest places of worship.
During the BC 19th century in China, the Chinese immigrants lived in poverty. The heaven plagued them with floods and famines. Their rulers were corrupt. The war took away their sons, and foreigners invaded their coast. Despite they turned to Nanyang, a place where there was work to be had and food to eat. With fresh hope, they braved the perilous sea journey to Singapore.
Jobs that could be found in Chinatown. Barbers. It was common for men to get a haircut and shave from barber on the roadside or 5-foot way. At the same time, they could get their ears cleaned. Calligrapher. Letter writing operating from a small desk in a 5-foot way. The calligrapher was an important link between the immigrants and villagers, as most of them could not read or write. Milkman. The Indian or Uttar Pradeshi milkman sold milk by the bottle, dispensed from a cylindrical container tied to his bicycle. The milk probably comes from farms located at the Buffalo and the Kerbaru roads in Little India. Roadside medical man. He often combined noisy medical art performance with their sales pitches in order to prove the efficiency of their ointments, oils, and paste. Roadside beautician. The roadside beautician provides simple hair dressing and facial hair removal service to serve female clinics. Job that those immigrant hold. Aku. Traditionally, the Xincan came without their wife, hopelessly outnumbering the woman. The men gave affection the human touch, hence they would go to the arms of Akum. However, the comfort from them also came with disease of epidemic proportion, and the men languished the death in pain and sometimes in madness. In addition, Aku was also introduced to the men to the other vice that could eventually shatter the dream of many Xincan. Sing-song girls. They are like Aku too. Prior to the finding of modern China in 1911, combining maid was legal. In Chinese custom, males carry the family name and the man family heritage after marriage. To ensure male heirs were produced, it was common to baptize an upper-class married male to have one or more concubines, provided he could supply them. The custom could be invoked without the wife's consent. The husband's actions were protected by law. Both wives would coexist in the same family. A man might choose a courtesan to be his concubine. Many of these courtesans would sing songs to attract potential husbands, hoping to become the secondary wife. Colleagues, ZhengZhen women arrived in Singapore in Chinese junks from China, Hong Kong, thinking that they would earn money and could return to their hometown soon. They suffered many hardships, worked as slaves. The colleagues, many people come to Singapore to work because there were a lot of jobs in Singapore. Men were needed for the jobs such as caring land for plantations, the building of roads, and the building of houses and offices. They were also needed to work in the vegetable garden and plantations owned by the rich planters. Anyone who was willing to work could find a job. Two of the largest groups of laborers who came to work in Singapore were the Chinese and the Indians. These laborers were called coolies. The ZhengZhen woman, a local custom in a San Sui community, was women holding the responsibilities of both child minders as well as breadwinner. Instead of being married into a life of hardship, a group of ZhengZhen women opted for freedom or singlehood and traveled to Nanyang or Singapore. This formed a pattern where the women from ZhengZhen chose the life of a spinster to travel Singapore to seek for their fortunes. About 200,000 ZhengZhen women were believed to have come to Singapore between 1934 and 1938, and this continued until 1949 when immigrants from China was declared illegal here.
Belief. They had a form of religion. They prayed to gods like Maju. Many rushed to the temples to thank the gods. They had survived a journey in which many had perished. They could now look forward to a new life and future. Their destination would be neutral shade or blue rock cut water, the heart from which Chinatown grew.
Singapore was a vibrant trading port that possessed the ability and greatness to attract immigrants, migrants, and sojourners. These migrants who came, their main motive was to find a job in order to send their hard-earned money back to their homeland. Each and every one of them formed the entirety of the population in Singapore. Due to the presence of different backgrounds, religions, and races, there was a form of ethnography. Therefore, this has contributed to the domestic economy and boosts the development of Singapore. These immigrants or migrants work very hard as laborers. A good example would be the Samsui women. Who are they? Their homeland was China, and they came all the way here to supplement their income. They pledged to celibacy, which means abstaining from sex, worked as farmers, maids, and domestic helpers, and were indeed a group of thrifty women. Samsui women were adept at carrying heavy loads. They were tough, hardworking, and would never succumb to adversity. Samsui women were the antithesis of Sinkies and Chinese coolies. There were Malays, Indians, Chinese, Europeans, and etc. The Chinese and Indians, certain numbers came as unskilled laborers, and they carried cargoes from ships to warehouses. They sped up the process of loading and unloading goods at docks. The Europeans, who are more experienced in the areas of commerce, came and set up companies and agency houses, which has links to Europe. The Malays sold Malay hometown food to let the workers to have a taste of their homeland food, and also they provided daily necessities.
The Chinese coolies. The Chinese coolies would never succumb to adversity. Example, they did their job willingly, no matter how difficult the job would be. The Samsui women. They came to Singapore themselves with no family members to work. They were only around 13 years old when they started working in Singapore. They did not succumb to fate, although facing problems. Many people ill-treated them. They had never gave up. They persevered through difficulties. Their never give up spirit is what we shall learn from. Another personality of the coolies and Samsui women would be the independents. They sought kinship from clan association. From there, they would get help to look for jobs and hear news from their homes, celebrations, and festivals in order to forget their homesickness. In these places, the Sinkays would feel safe, for their association was their home away from home. They were also very hardworking. The Samsui women and the coolies worked from day to night. The Samsui women carried bricks for construction sites, while the coolies unload goods from ships' cargoes. They gave in their very best even the pay was very little. They did not complain. The coolies and Samsui women are the ones who laid early foundation in Singapore. Without them, there is no Singapore. These qualities are what we should learn from them.